Alright guys, so I wanted to give my opinion on this game and overall the state of the game, right? And how you should think of it, right? Because, I mean, a lot of people have been bashing themselves lately talking about how there is a way to better play the game. I mean, realistically speaking, there's a better way to play any game, you know? You can find tips and tricks out there that just simply work, or other stuff that you can do to, you know, do things easier, etc. But when it comes down to it, you have to think of this game as a free-for-all. You know, every man for themselves, every girl for themselves. And the reason why I say free-for-all is because, again, you're playing versus yourself this game, right? Now, if you're going online to talk about specific topics regarding what is better optimization-wise and things like this, yeah, you can, right? But at the end of the day, there's nothing competitive about this game. So, I mean, if you're going to bust your chops over this game and try to get the most damage out of your character, I mean, you can do that for days. It doesn't mean anything. If there was a leaderboard, then, you know, I would take into consideration that, yeah, perhaps you busting your chops trying to get the higher score would be important. But in this scenario, if you're trying to bust your chops getting the high score, you know, high damage, I mean, you're just like wrecking your own brain, really, because, I mean, you'll gain nothing out of this. You really don't gain nothing at all. And by the way, she's a Hydro character. Look at that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you gain nothing at all from busting your chops and trying to get the most damage in the game, realistically speaking. Let's be real here. Lately, there has been a bunch of situations where people are talking about, you know, best ways to play and things like this. I mean, you can find millions of best ways to play the game, and you're going to find that it all leads to the same route. That is towards finishing the game. That's basically it. No matter what route you take, they all finish the game in one way or another. Now, of course, you know, the Spiral Abyss, which is considered, quote-unquote, the most hardest content in the game, does exist. It's there nonetheless. Is that a situation where you have to bust your chops over, whether you can, you know, finish it or not? I would say no, right? And the reason why I say no, by the way, I'm not going to pause the video. This is a whole take video. The reason why I say no is because in this game, sometimes you just won't be able to finish certain content. You might not have the character leveled up to the par with what you're trying to do, or something might happen, right? Where your artifacts are, you know, not the best. And the game is a grindy game, you know? As much as I hate to say grindy, because the game is, you know, it's kind of like paid to win partially if you go the route of swiping, but it still is a grindy game if you take it the long route, you know. And that being said, if you understand that it is a grindy game, you play any MMO out there which is grindy, you're gonna find yourself in a situation where you're trying to cut a tree for hours on it to get anything, right? In this case, you're just farming for utility in the game and things like that. But it is a progression-based game, you know. Don't hurt yourself. Don't beat yourself down, because maybe there might be people like myself who've been playing the game for years, you know. And I just happen to have C6 of a certain 4-star because I've been playing for that many years, right? You have to take into consideration all that. So when you see it from that perspective, right, you can attempt to emulate teams within the game and other stuff that maybe I'm doing or somebody else is doing, but don't hit yourself, you know. Don't put yourself down, because you gotta recognize that we don't all have the same amount of time playing the game. Everyone's been playing for, you know, a specific amount of time, and others have been able to accumulate more free wishes, others have been able to swipe because of their job, you know, whatever the case that might be on their end, right? But you got to take into consideration all those factors when playing this game, right? Because we're not all in the same pace. We're in different levels of the game, different scenarios, different timings, all that good stuff. That being said, right, take a look at the whole perspective of, you know, what is my goal in the game to do? What am I trying to accomplish? Am I trying to do this? Am I trying to do that? You know, look at it from that perspective. Everything has some sort of value, right? In this case, find the value you have or get out of the game from your own eyes. Don't beat yourself down by thinking you're going to get value from somebody else, because all you're going to do is get opinions, right? That's like the biggest thing out there. All we do is get opinions from people and scenarios where sometimes we just don't understand. Why? Because we just, you know, that's not how we work, right? Everyone works differently, and you might not agree with how somebody does something, right? And that typically causes scenarios where it can be very unpleasant because you just don't agree with the individual, right? Now, I would say that I agree with that being true if it was a player versus player game, because technically speaking, there'd be a specific way to play the game where you would just simply win, right? Unfortunately, this game is a player versus an environment game, so there really isn't a specific way to play the game or win. All you gotta do is play the game, grind it out, get some decent artifacts, and you're good to go. It is what it is. Because if it came to us not using resin and just farming for days on end, I'll be honest with you, I'll sit in a domain for like a day and just grind my behind off for characters just to play them. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the truth. But this isn't that kind of game. This is a progression-based game over time, right? So you got to really look at it from that perspective. And that when you come into Genshin, you're going to playing the game, and you know it might take some time to do certain things because it's a progression-based grindy game. And unless you're going to swipe, don't complain, because if you don't have the money for it, like some people do, some people don't, then that's fine, you know. You don't have to beat yourself down just because you don't have the cash for it. I mean, I certainly don't have the cash for it to be swiping all the damn time. So, you know, does that make me a less of a better player than others? No, it's just, you know, we are in different scenarios, different situations. It's just about to happen, you know. You may have a C6 of a character that maybe I don't have, right? And that's fine, because you know we both can optimize what we have and play the game better and do things that can, you know, better adjust our game modes of how we see the game, etc. So, you know, at the end of the day, guys, enjoy the game for what it is. The game is a very fun, interactive game that you can just go out there and to explore. It is very cool. You can theory craft. You can think of many ideas that can, you know, benefit your team comp. How you can, you know, utilize characters in better ways and stuff. All that good stuff. So, let me know how you felt about this video. This was a whole take video. I'm going to just probably edit some background music to it and upload it the way it is. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and upload some more videos regarding my thoughts in the game. Just because I have like a whole thousand thoughts out there. Right now it's currently late for me. I need to sleep soon. So, this is kind of why I sound a little tired. But I hope you don't mind that. But anyways, guys, my name was Kevin Genshin Kevin. You know what it is. I'll see you in the next video. And stay tuned, stay positive, stay great. Subscribe if you enjoyed this. Like it if you like what I had to say. And share with your friends if you want them to hear the greatness that we had to say today. Let's get it, baby. Bye.